Hey everyone, Jeremy Knopf here with Spartan Media, and today I want to talk about something that we all have on our websites, but most of us are not using it effectively, and that is the contact form. Now, you might be thinking, well, Jeremy, I have a contact form, they fill it out, they click submit, and I get the messages, so it's good. The reality is that's barely scratching the surface of what you could do with this. So for most people, the way that it works is you'll go onto their website, you'll fill out this contact form. It'll give you some kind of message saying, hey, we received your message, and then it sends the message to the website owner, right? But there's so much more that you could be doing with this to maximize your marketing efforts. So the biggest problem is we get somebody to our website. For the vast majority of our traffic, that's the first and last time they'll ever be there. Now, if you're not finding a way to capture those people and continue marketing to them, you're doing yourself a disservice and you're causing your marketing costs to go up dramatically. So the first thing I want to do is I want to take that contact form and I want to integrate it with an email system. Aweber is the one we use, but I mean there's so many out there. You can pick whatever you want. Most of the effective contact forms that are built for WordPress or some of the other websites, they will integrate with these third-party platforms. What happens is now when somebody fills out your contact form, instead of just sending you an email, it also adds them to your list. So now you can continue to market to that person in the future. And as long as you're continuing to provide useful information, they'll stay subscribed, they'll continue to receive that information. If you start getting spammy and self-promotional and just blowing up their messages with sales pitches all the time, then of course they're going to leave. But if you're constantly sharing valuable information, then they're going to stick around, and when they do come to a point where they're ready to make a buying decision, your name is going to be the one that's at the top of the list. So integrate your contact form with your mail system. So that's the first thing. The second thing we want to do is we want to utilize social proof. All right, so whatever industry you're in, whatever you're doing, there's things that you can show to prove that you're the expert, that you're qualified to solve their problems. Maybe you've been featured in an article somewhere, or you were covered on the news for your expertise on a particular topic. These are the kind of things that we want to try to include on a contact form, right? Whether it's a contact form for your Contact Us page or a landing page, wherever this is, include a couple of things that are going to show that you're truly qualified. So media mentions could be an example of that, some testimonials, things like that. When you include these on here, it shows that you're qualified and they're going to be more likely to actually fill the form out, because the form doesn't do any good if they're not filling it out and contacting you. Now, I do want to emphasize, don't go overboard here. We don't need to put a complete dissertation on your life history. A couple of testimonials is fine. A couple of media features is fine. You don't really need much more than that. Just get a couple there just to show, and that will eliminate any fear or doubt they may have because they don't already have an experience with you. The third thing we want to do is we want to have a thank you page. So don't just have it, they submit the message and then it spins for a minute and then it says, thanks, we've received your message, we'll be in touch, right? That's not effective. What we want to do instead is have it take them to a thank you page. From there, you want to set the expectations. Tell them what's going to happen next. Are you going to contact them in 24 hours, a week, 10 years? What is it? What are they expecting? Are they supposed to call you? Are they supposed to provide you some kind of information? Are you going to reach out to them and get something from them? Whatever the next steps are, you need to set that expectation and make it very clear. Now, also on this thank you page, let's leverage this to work into our other marketing as well. So we've already talked about in the first step, getting them into the list this way, but we can also now use this, so they've already engaged, they've sent their information to you, now they're on this thank you page. Let's use that momentum, take them from there to one or two of your other social platforms. You could tell them to check us out on Facebook or connect with me on LinkedIn. If you fill out my contact forms, you'll see that. Once they fill that out, it recommends that they connect with me on LinkedIn and subscribe to our YouTube channel. So take that approach. Now, in addition to, now they've been to your website, now they're on your email list, now they're on your social media. You're getting 3 touch points right there, and through some of those, you can continue marketing to them and now drive them back to your website again. So when you take these steps, this is going to give you dramatically better results out of your marketing overall, regardless of what channels you're using. Now, I do want to point out, if you found those tips helpful, that's just 3 of the tips that I'm going to be covering in an upcoming webinar where I'm talking about some of the leverage and automation that you can use in your marketing to get better results. So I'll drop a link to that in the comments below, and I definitely encourage you guys to sign up for that webinar. It's totally free. Just going to be sharing some useful information for people. I know a lot of people are having a hard time with, this quarantine and shutdown over this COVID-19. So wanted to share some more information with you guys. I encourage you guys to put this stuff into practice that we talked about here in this video. In the webinar that's coming up, I'm actually going to walk you guys through setting some of these things up. We've got somebody coming on that we're going to actually set it all up for them so you can see exactly how to do it, even if you're not technical. There's a step-by-step. You'll be able to check out this video afterwards and then, basically do all this stuff yourself if that's what you need to do. Hope you all found this useful. I'd love it if you'd like, comment, share, all of the above, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks, everyone.